and the court deems just and proper. By the way, I haven't been accused of anything. They haven't proven anything. Certificate of service. I hereby certify, again capitalized, ridiculous, that a true and correct copy of the foregoing motion for continuance was filed on February 20, 2026 via the Florida Court's e-filing portal and was served on February 21, 2026. I contested that in the first letter. I'm contesting it now. Nothing was served to me ever. And then they say by U.S. mail. That's just not true. I never received anything. I made recordings of everything I've received in the mail the past week, and the only thing legal is a letter from a Georgia lawyer telling me that there's a warrant for my arrest in Georgia. That has nothing to do with this case, so that's completely separate. But nothing was ever delivered. I went to my mailbox yesterday and grabbed what was in there, and there's just these 3 letters. 2 from this current petitioner that I'm reading. She sent me 2. I'm assuming 1 is a motion of continuance or something. And then a 3rd letter was from a separate party who is filing a suit against me for cyberstalking. And but nothing was ever delivered from these 2. February 21, that's a week ago. That's just not true. By U.S. mail upon the respondent, I don't know how you people are even calling U.S. mail being delivered to a mailbox when I share a mailbox with 6 other people. All the numbers are wrong, and there's just no proof of me receiving that. So, but I didn't anyway. As I stated, that's just not true. Okay, and then here's a second letter from this same person. I'm going to do them together. Second letter. People, I'm finding out for the first time here that there's a trial about my emails to my trustees of my disability trust. Yeah, that's who these people are. They're the trustees that my mom left in charge of my money to make sure that they protect my money and give me the best care possible, but they just did not do that. They chose to try to murder me and steal my money and do horrible things instead. The Circuit Court of Florida, motion for continuance. The petitioner, JDE, respectfully moves for a continuance of the hearing currently scheduled for February 12th, 2020. February 12th. This is the first time I'm hearing that there was a hearing on February 12th, 2026. That's like, today's the 28th. So that was like 16 days ago. 16 days ago. There was a hearing. I had no idea. I had no idea there was a hearing. I thought the cops coming to my studio, my apartment was for wellness checks. I thought they were checking on my wellness. I had no idea they were trying to serve me court papers. I seriously had no idea. I'm just finding out this right now. I just got this mail like a couple hours ago, read through it once, and just like watched some movies. And I'm just reading this stuff for the first time, like really reading it and trying to understand what's going on. But whatever they're saying is not true. As far as me being served anything or anything being delivered, this is the first time. Anyway, here we go. The petitioner respectfully moves for a continuance of the hearing currently scheduled for February 12th, 2026. 1. The petitioner does not reside in the state of Florida. Attendance at the scheduled hearing on short notice would require significant expense including airfare or long-distance transportation, lodging, and related travel costs. These people tried to kill me, and they're fucking complaining about travel costs. The hearing was scheduled with limited advance notice. I know nothing of this, making the cost of travel substantially. Why do they keep talking about travel expenses? You fucking filed the suit, man. You knew you were going to court. Substantially higher than would be the case with reasonable lead time, requiring the petitioner to incur these expenses under the present circumstances would impose an undue financial burden. How about my financial burden? I had like $500,000 in my disability IRA investments in cash, like the cash that I live on every day for my groceries and necessities and doctors and medicine, and the cash that I'm going to need when I'm 70 years old and I need groceries and doctors and medicine. But I will probably need more. They stole all that money. They put into junk bonds. I know because their stupid broker sent me a letter telling me that he stole my cash and retirement, my Apple stock, and put it into junk bonds. So these people are complaining about paying an extra fee for short-term making accommodations, but they stole hundreds of thousands of dollars from me. Upon information and belief, the respondent has not been served with process in this matter. The respondent may be actively avoiding service. That's me, the respondent. Actively avoiding service. I'm a disabled person. I'm legally disabled in the state of Florida. I've been in the mental hospital. I've been to drug rehab. I don't leave my house. I've never left my house in years. I'm literally the definition of a bipolar 1 patient or customer. And this is what these people are doing to me and to my trust fund, but also to me. Upon information, blah, 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 if the hearing proceeds as scheduled and the respondent does not appear due to a lack of service, the petitioner would be required to incur substantial travel expenses for a hearing that cannot be meaningfully conducted, resulting in unnecessary costs. Inconvenience and vexation. Granting a continuance will allow sufficient time for proper service to be effected, ensuring that the matter may be heard with all necessary parties present and that judicial resources are not expended unnecessarily. Additional time is further required to allow the petitioner to pursue appropriate protective relief in her home jurisdiction and to assess whether continued proceedings in this court are necessary once such local protection is in place. Oh, it goes on. The petitioner respectfully submits that the requested continuance is sought in good faith and not for the purposes of delay, but rather to promote fairness, efficiency, and economy for both the court and the parties. Why are they talking about me? I don't want them talking about me. Why are they mentioning me in the parties? Don't talk about me. Worry about yourself. The petitioner further respectfully requests that the temporary injunction for protection against cyberstalking entered on February 2nd, 2026 remain in full force and effect until such time as this matter is heard by the court after proper service has been completed. Number 9, no prejudice will result to the respondent by granting the requested continuance. No prejudice will result to the respondent, while denial would substantially prejudice the petitioner through unnecessary financial burden and inefficiency. Wherefore, capital letters, wherefore, the petitioner respectfully requests that this court enter an order continuing the hearing presently scheduled for February 12, 2026. Again, that's 16 days ago. I'm just hearing about this hearing right now, February 28th, 2026. It's 8:25 a.m. Preserving the temporary injunction for protection against cyberstalking on February 2nd, and granting such other and further relief as the court deems just and proper. Certificate of service, I hereby certify in capitals that a true and correct copy of the foregoing motion for continuance was filed on February 9th, 2026. When was the court? Was served on February 9th, 2026 by U.S. mail upon the respondent. Yeah, that's not true.